Okay, we're rolling again, and one of the key features of the Model S was self-presenting door handles. Again, all about the aero, but watch this. You see? That's better. Bit of a firm touch. Out they come, and of course you then just open the door like this. These were also a subject of quite a few warranty problems as well, with door handles freezing up and not presenting and then not going back in, and I think still to this day they had the odd problem with them. I call that a salute to the lineage of the XF Falcon. And yeah, these self-presenting door handles, great things. But they were also the subject of a lot of warranty issues with Tesla as well. Sometimes they'd freeze up, sometimes they wouldn't come back in, sometimes the door wouldn't open. Over the years, they got in touch with that and got some upgraded assemblies. But, it was a finicky thing and they had issues. I say that's a lineage and a homage and a respect they're paying to the Ford XF Falcon, that over its entire course of the life, you never knew when you opened the door whether the handle was going to come off in your hand. At least these normally stayed attached to the door. But I reckon they're very cool, the self-presenting handles. It's, aero, it's just brilliant. And it's one of those little design touches that makes these cars, in my opinion, so special. We'll get more onto the interior later, but first I'm going to show you this hatchback bit. Before we get onto the hatchbacky bit, see, no fancy P100D badges or anything, just a dual motor, carbon lip. That's how you know it's the performance. And like I said, hatchback, check this out. We just open, sesame. And there you have a sedan with one of the most massive luggage spaces in the world. Not only do we have this massive space in here, there's underfloor storage as well for all your special bits and pieces, whatever they may be. And of course, like any prestige car, it's all operated by button and it's electro-hydraulic. It's very nice. Notice at the back also, the really great thing, there's no stupid exhaust tips. So there's no staining up the back of the car. There's no shit on the floor. And that's just me going on and on and on. Some people like their exhausts. Some people should carry a CO meter around with them while they're standing next to their car and it's running and they realise that they're killing themselves pretty fast. Classic, elegant, great looking thing in my opinion. Full glass roof. It's not one piece. Oh yes, it is. The roof is one piece, but obviously the hatch is separate. That's really a Tesla design hallmark, is the big glass roof. And yeah, it is beautiful. Who needs a sunroof when the sun can come in, but all the UV's blocked anyway? I think that's a super smart idea rather than weakening the whole structure of the car with an opening bit. To me, that's a little bit dumb. But yeah, I love these things. And again, mine's not coming. Thanks, Space Karen. However, I digress. Let's go and have a look at the front. And of course, we have the legendary frunk or front trunk, or place where normally the smelly bits go, or even in the leaf where the spiders live. Tesla, because it's a clean sheet of paper design, have a great storage area there. You can put food, cartons of drink of some type, whatever you want in there, and it's quite big. It's as big as some small hatchbacks, boots or trunks. So yeah, it's a pretty cool thing. And this is one way, if you're in the market for any EV, this is one way whether you can tell whether they're designed properly or not, because if they've got a frunk, they're normally a clean sheet design. Whereas in the case of, say, a new Mercedes EQ E or C or their electric range, the actual hood, bonnet, whatever you want to call it, cannot be opened by you. You need a special factory service tool to open the bonnet because it's a mess of hoses, connectors, spiders, more than likely, if it's been parking near a leaf. Yeah, and some things, like I think some of the Hyundais have got like a little paint roller tray that sits on top of the spider nest. There's our frunk. No, rubbish, right? If you're going to do it right, you're going to buy any EV, make sure it's a properly designed one with a frunk. That is your telltale giveaway. And with that, let's have a look at some of the things this car can do, because I just know you're hanging to hear about a Ludicrous, which was grandfather to Plaid. And here we are inside the Model S. And the first thing all of you 3 and Y and more current Tesla owners will notice is that we have a a portrait rather than landscape screen. This is the car. Every car's got big screens now, big touch screens. This is the car that started it all. And over the years, the screen's got, I think it's stayed the same size. It's just got a bit better as they've updated the MCU, or the control unit behind it for full self-drive. But yeah, it is an immense thing. And like, for example, you can see here, we are sitting at PowerTech Tuning. Ta-da, before it was even built. We're actually sitting on a slab of concrete thanks to Google Maps, which is what it uses as its reference. I personally like this screen layout, the portrait rather than landscape, but it's not that good for playing media, like your Netflix and your YouTube and what have you, apparently, which is why in the Palladium S, the one we're not getting, they've gone this way, and it looks more like a Model 3. Personally, I like this. Let's have a look at some of these features that we've got in this car that separate it. For example, when I press on vehicle controls here, look at how big that is. We've got a big picture of the car. Fantastic. But the one you will probably want to know more about, or the one that's really, really cool, I think comes under pedals and steering. Yes. Up the top, we have acceleration. Chill, which is for when you let your nana drive the car. Very slow throttle response, very slow. Sport, ludicrous. Now, ludicrous was a mode introduced in 2017, I reckon. And ludicrous plus on this edition takes it that one step further. So let's have a look what happens when we go into ludicrous plus mode. Press the button. We get a warning on the screen. Are you sure you want to push the limits? This will condition your battery to a high temperature where it has low impedance, best for short-term acceleration and performance. The trade-off for the power boost is extra energy consumption and earlier power fade on long, aggressive drives. Launch mode will cause accelerated wear of the motor, gearbox and battery. When enabled, it will also lower the front suspension further and reduce ground clearance significantly. Use only on smooth roads to prevent ground contact. That is what they call cheater mode, which came out on this car. So it drops the nose so that when you launch, it squares the car up for optimum traction. So you've got two choices here. No, I want my mummy, or yes, bring it on. Yes, that's really what it says. I'm sure you can probably see on the video. Yes, bring it on. And there we go. It starts. It changes the layout to kilowatts on the right-hand side of the main screen, which you can't see, and shows your battery temperature. It's now starting to heat the battery. And it brings up, it's saying 1+ hour because it's so cold. This doesn't heat as fast as a Plaid. So the idea is, I mean, it hasn't been driven anywhere. After a long drive, if you're driving to the racetrack, it'll probably be hot enough already. And of course, there's a button here, how to use launch mode. This is quite cool. Step 1, firmly hold the brake pedal with your left foot. Step 2, fully press and hold the accelerator pedal. Well, wait for launch, and then wait for launch mode enabled message on main screen. To launch, release the brake pedal. Da-da! It's that hard. So brakes, flat on the throttle, wait till it says ready to launch, and let go of the brake. And away you go. That's how you run a low to mid 10 quarter mile. Very, very nice. So that's some of the nice features that this thing has. What it won't do, that a 3 or a Y does, it doesn't quite charge as fast. I think it's limited to about 180, 190 kilowatt charge speed, which, let's face it, is plenty. And also you don't have to charge as much. And also it doesn't have boombox, so you can't do stupid things like abuse people from remotely outside the car. And it doesn't have external camera view on Sentry mode. The Plaid does, but again, we're not getting one of those or any of those in this country. So yeah, this is why I like the S. It's a big, cool, killer cucumber of a car, you know, it's a ripper and I'd love one. But can I bring myself to buy an outdated model and look for an S performance? I think these are going to be like unicorn tiers. They're going to become hard to find, and I think they're going to be expensive just because they were the last hurrah of big luxury electric performance cars in Australia, from Tesla at least, for the time being at least. But let's go outside again now and discuss this actual stupid decision made by Tesla US.